Like, don't accept, oh, that's true because they said it. We want to test it. So it seems like 75 would make sense. But we want to check this. Thank you so much. So see me after class. I owe you.
Let's go.
Let's go. All right, so we talked last week about making a pizza shop, right? And this hypothesis. You guys want pizza? Just win the homework competition. You just gotta do it 2 weeks in a row. 1%, guys. 1%.
I know that made me so mad. It's true.
Made me kind of laugh because I had joked about how close could it be. Okay, if we're being honest, it was 1.6%. It was 85 versus 86.6.
So people don't care about 0.6 then.
Well, Bryson, come on, most people.
So, what would I eat? Because I have a dairy allergy.
Oh, dude, we'll figure it out. Come on, you know I'll take care of you. No?
The circles like right above you, those like show like who won the homework competition.
They did, but now they're not up to date. It's all tied back up again. With you guys having, because I will tell you right now, I won't wait for form. Only 3 people in this class didn't turn in their homework. Only 3 people in the next class didn't turn in their homework. You guys won.
Yeah.
Now, Math 7 also had more stuff to turn in last week. Math 7 had more stuff to turn in, so it was harder for them. I know, it keeps going back and forth of who has more stuff to turn in.
Now we're the same this week.
All right, so check it out. So what I'm going to do at my pizza shop, is take these slices of pizza and instead of sending them to the customer in a circle, I'm going to rebox it into what looks more kind of rectangular. But what does this shape look more? If I draw around the edges here, it looks what? Parallelogram.
Excuse this interruption. Could I please have Liam Baker to the office, to the Perry office? Liam to the Perry office. Thank you.
So, hold up. So this, when I start, if I split, so you guys ever get a pizza split in half? My wife likes mushrooms, I don't. So like, yeah. So like my half and her half, right? What's the circumference of the? Well, we said circumference is anybody.
Diameter times pi.
Yeah, diameter times pi, or pi times diameter. So if I look just at the blue part of the circumference, it'd be pi times diameter divided by 2. But wait, or what? Or pi times radius. So that's right down here. You see r times pi. Because if I do this, then this that's half your circumference. So that's approximately pi times radius. Now wait, if I go back to here, what's the distance from the center of my pizza down out to the crust? That's the radius. So when I do this, the height of my parallelogram is the radius, right? Because if I go from that point down to the crust, right, that's a radius. So is this diagonal line if I draw the diagonal. But, so one of the people in my shop is like, you could just get a rectangular box instead of a parallelogram box, which that would be kind of a weird box. They said you could use a rectangle box. And I was like, okay, riddle me how. And they're like, bro, not hard. I mean, how could I take what I've got now and make it really into a rectangle? Nick?
Cut off one of, you could cut one of the slices of pizza in half.
Okay.
On the other side.
Oh. Okay. Or, yes, absolutely.
You
But
could
that's
also increase the amount of divisions, which would make it look a lot less.
we could also maybe cut my pizza into more slices. So when I drag it open, and then when I rearrange it back, so it's never gonna be perfect, but it's gonna be extremely close. Because if I cut my pizza into 200 slices,
That does look so. You should make that your new background for your. It's a cone. It's cone. It's Mr. Cone.
so if I cut my pizza into 200 slices, and do that. Alright, so this,
But that's just less efficient in itself.
if somebody were to ask you,
Just to get a rectangle box.
if somebody were to ask you, why is the formula for area of a circle what it is, not just because somebody told you to memorize it, you should be able to say, if I cut my circle up into triangles, it can be rearranged into essentially, right, not perfect, but, well, it can be perfect is relative because these are all curves, right? These are tiny curves, but it can be a parallelogram, right? What's the area formula for parallelogram? Same as rectangle, base times height. All right. Does this make at least enough sense? This isn't perfect.
What does base times height have to do with circumference at all?
Because now our base is half of the circumference. See, I appreciate you asking that. So if area is base times height, and my base is this, and that's half of the circumference, that's pi times radius. And now my height is radius, pi times radius, pi times radius squared. That's where the formula comes from.
So do you have a proof for why I also need to know how you get the pi times d equals.
Oh, we went over that last week. Oh. Yeah, so I mean we can always go back to that and circle back, but like that is just what like has happened true in a perfect circle. We just tested a bunch of those relationships. So feel free to look up like proof behind and why and whatever else. But like in math 2, you'll get more into proof writing of like if because of that, if because of that, if because of that, and you'll do actual formal proofs. That's not this class though. Like regretfully, I can only teach so much. Mason?
See what happens if the number of divisions is 1.
Oh, the lowest it goes is 8. Because who's going to order a pizza that isn't at least sliced into 8 slices, right? I mean, come on.
I would like
You know what?
pizza. I just take bites out. Where like 5 times radius times radius. Where's the first times radius?
Because the base of it
Oh wait, never mind.
is half the diameter.
We want a 2-piece. Always cut a slice out of the Jet's gluten-free pizza.
All right, so I got a challenge for you. Now that we all agree on the formula for a circle, we should be able to take on any test that involves circles. But why just look at circles when you're the accelerated class and should be able to take on the advanced stuff? So here's 913. You want to find the area of the shaded portion. There are many ways to get there, but you want to find the area of the shaded region. Nope. Unnecessary. Yeah, absolutely.
No. I think we just do stuff kind of
So first, you might want to develop a plan and then start computing. Yeah, that's a good first step. Write your name on your paper. This is homework. I mean, it's the next homework assignment. Examples from class practice. Because the copies weren't here when you guys got to class. So I didn't have it on the back counter for you. Because the copies were back. Yeah, it showed up in the class. The copies get made somewhere else. Because it's cheaper when they make them all.
I keep messing up on it. And then one time they were like, oh yeah, I was right.
Yeah, that's original. What?
Oh, why did you say chicken butt?
I feel like it's a little weird when your teacher says chicken butt, but you know.
Other teachers said it to me. Mr. Estes said it.
Yeah, Mr. Estes said it. If I was a teacher, I would totally say chicken butt. Yes, you would. Probably say everything.
so smart. Now, when we're solving group problems, let's just agree that we'll use 3.14 as like the V answer, but if you use pi button, that's fine. You can be more accurate. Yeah, we got like 8 minutes left. We should probably start going over this. Mason, do you have an idea to push me in the right direction of what to do, like generally speaking? Oh, so do the triangle first? All right, I'm a color code because that makes my life easier. So Mason said, do the triangles first, which, guys, multiple ways to get to Florida. You don't have to do the triangles first, but you can. Area of a triangle, base times height divided by 2. So 8 times 12 divided by 2. Sweet, so we got 48 here. I'm going to change colors just because. 3 times 20, 60 divided by 2, 30. Okay, then what? Zach, got an idea for where I go from here?
I did the entire rectangle, including the circle. I figured out the circle later, really. 20 times 12 is 240.
So Zach said, forget about the circle for a moment. Deal with the yard as if it was a whole yard. Then we can take away the fountain. So in my green rectangle, 20 times 12 is 240. As opposed to 10 less, and then you better go to the dentist. 230. Well, 230 is better go to the dentist.
Literally, every time you do that, my heart physically stops. 30?
If your heart physically stops, I should probably hook you up with my cardiologist. He's pretty good at that. Kurt Daniels down at the OSU Ross Heart Hospital, yada yada yada. They have a whole lot of words in all their names for OSU stuff. The. Right. All right. So now, Nick. Hey, bring it back, Nick.
In order to find the area of the circle, we need to find the radius, which is half.
Why? Because what is this?
That's the diameter.
That's the diameter. So we need the radius. So pi times 25, right? Because 5 squared. So you might want to write out this work. Remember, 5 squared means 5 times 5. When you square, it's times itself. So this 5 squared, 5 times 5 makes 25. And 25 pi is approximately 78 point. I think it is just 0.5, isn't it? If we use 3.14. I think if you use 3.1, now if you use pi, like the pi button, you'll get a more exact answer. Not wrong, just different.
Yeah, I use pi button.
That's fine. 100% fine. Like, guys, this is not right versus wrong. It's just there's a range of answers now. Because how people approximate pi or not. No?
Would there be a way to get the exact right answer?
I mean, somebody would have to tell you how many decimal places to work with. That's the only way that there is an exact answer here. The only way is if somebody says use 3.14 for pi. Or use 5 decimal places for, you have to make an agreement. Does that make sense? Yes. Yeah, you have to play by the same rules to get to the same right answer. But that's what I'm not looking for a right answer, just close. So, okay, 240 minus 78.5. Somebody, please. 161.5. So that's what is now in here. How do we get the total? Add them all up.
So,
You
why
want to do
did
another
you
one?
feel the need to change colors for the 161.5?
Because it's different than the whole rectangle. All right, let's try another one. The key to a basketball court, right? The key, I don't quite know why it's called the key because I don't play basketball. But where do you take your foul shots from? Right? What's the area of the rectangle and the arc above? Because your shooter would be right here making the foul shots. What's the area of this whole thing? We're going to redo. We're going to buy some new decals or something.
Yeah.
What is that area? Now the song would have you believe that breaking up is hard to do, but sometimes in math, breaking up makes things easier.
Is that another dad joke?
No, it's literally a song. It's an oldie. It's a very old song, but the song is breaking up is hard to do.
So you made a joke off that song.
It's not even going for a joke. Just like, I'm trying to tell you, break it apart. Don't look at the whole shape as a whole shape. Break it apart. So by break it apart, Liam, what might I be suggesting or hinting at?
Like, make like the circle separate.
What do you mean? So you want me to say, make this separate. How am I going to find the weird rectangle left over awkwardness?
Because it's 19, and then the height. I don't exactly know what I'm saying right now. I do. It's just I'm confusing my brain. Like
You fell in.
Yeah.
Currently, you're halfway into the trap door. You're like teetering on the edge.
Then there'd be another 6 feet, which would make the diameter 12 feet.
Okay, so Liam knows if the radius is 6, the diameter is 12, so this edge is 12. Absolutely awesome. Bryson? Thoughts? We figured out the 12, but Liam got confused, so actually I'm going to erase that for the current time. Bryson, you got anything for me? Pass the soap. Okay. Go Bengals.
Yeah, I know, right? What?
What? You keep saying I know. It's a little rude. But okay, go ahead.
Okay, I'm sorry. So anyway, you find the area of the circle, but then you'd only use half of it, and then you find the area of the square and you'd add it to half of the circle.
Guys, if I take the whole circle, it leaves me with really awkwardness up in there. Don't make things more awkward. Just take the half circle and the rectangle. Right? So my half circle, I'm going to go to something brighter. So area is going to be pi times radius squared. But then, what will I do with that? Half of it, right? So pi times 6 squared. Gravity works. That's going to be 36 pi divided by 2. So really 8. Hey guys, when your homework says give your answer in terms of pi, you could literally just say the area of that half circle is 18 pi. If we want to all say the exact same thing and not say use 3.14 for pi, use the pi button, you're allowed to speak in terms of pi. It's a thing mathematicians do so that we all have exactly the same answer. Because then when I go to calculate this on my calculator, if I use 3.14 and you use the pi button, we're going to get different answers, but we can agree it was 18 pi. Which, what is this when I do the multiplication? 18 times 3.14, if we go ahead, so 50, sorry, you said 56.52?
Yeah.
So then we still need to pick up the rectangular part. What was our rectangular part? To what? 228 feet squared, because we're doing area. So we put 228 with our 56.52, and we get our answer. All right, have a great day, guys. That's it. That's class.
You left us with 0 characters.
I do owe you. Thank you for reminding me, because I already forgot.
I know.
And the suckers got reset.
Oh, really? Reset?
It's full all over again. All of the options.
Sounds like an L for those